Hi, my name is Alyssa from Kitchen Fellowship, and I put together this self-care matrix that you can download from this post today, but I thought it'd be a little bit easier to explain it in a video instead of explaining it all in the post. So once you download the self-care matrix, it's all about preparing in advance to care for yourself and others. And this little matrix that I like to call, I don't know why I call it a matrix, but it's just really kind of a chart or a sheet that will help you prepare in advance for the times in your life when you need self-care. And you can also fill it out for your friends and family members or do it with them to discover when they might also need more care and more fellowship and more restoration in your life and in their lives. And that's really what it's all about here at Kitchen Fellowship. So on that self-care matrix, you'll see different times that you can fill out. So for instance, on a daily basis, when do you most need care? For me, I think like late into the evening, maybe like 7 o'clock, I'm really tired, and that's about the time my husband gets home from work and he's hungry and I'm hungry, and I have to make dinner, and so I find myself getting up early and I'm always energized and awake, and so I will actually prep dinner in the morning so that is ready by the time 7 o'clock rolls around and we want to eat. So that's something easy that I can do to care for myself and care for my husband. And then on a weekly basis, I think, Thursdays, I'm always exhausted because I've been through the whole week, and Friday is exciting and that is a breeze to get through. But Thursdays are kind of difficult. So I also like to prep dinner that night so it's in the crock pot and I don't have to think about it. Or I'll plan to, go get tacos that night or something. And then on a monthly basis, sometimes I think like the third week of the month is a little bit trying. I don't know if it's just like exciting to go into the beginning part of the month and then at the end you're just kind of coming down, or what it is. But so that third week, I might have like my favorite book from the library checked out already in advance for that, or I might have my box of favorite tea on hand, or something that really brings me comfort and really just rejuvenates me and restores me so that it's there ready ready for me. And then on a yearly basis, if you look at your 12-month calendar, what stresses you out in that whole year? What's frustrating? What's irritating? What makes you sad? What makes you feel lonely on a yearly basis? And, maybe it's Christmas and you think, oh, Christmas is coming, and I mean, it's not coming now, but eventually it's coming, and I just get stressed around that time. And if you know that in advance, you can prepare for that. So maybe you start in July and in December, I really want to make 3 cookies this year, and I want to have my Christmas cards out, or whatever you want to do for Christmas. Think about it early. And then maybe when you have 5 minutes before bed one night, you pull out a cookbook and you look for a cookie recipe that you could use in December. So it's all about setting yourself up earlier, preparing earlier. And you can do this when you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, here and there. Just look for ways to care for yourself and to care for other people and to connect and build community around you. And it's just really easy if you have it listed out in this matrix sheet to understand when you'll need to take care of people and take care of yourself so that you're already prepared for when those like lonely or frustrating or sad times come. And you can also list the different environments that might stress you out or that you might need a little bit more care for. Maybe it's at work. You need to incorporate some rituals that make you feel more comfortable and more at ease or more at peace. Or maybe it's, at a certain friend's house, or at your house, or whatever environment. So you can kind of break it down by that as well. And I put a place on the list for you to indicate what makes you feel most cared for, the things that make you feel cared for, or the people or the places, so that you will understand what really does bring you comfort and then you can kind of link those up with your daily, weekly, monthly stressors. And then I've also listed a place for you to indicate for your family and friends what makes them feel most cared for. And I know for me, I love getting mail. I love receiving cards and letters, and so I try to send out a lot of cards, and I love to have on hand, and I mentioned this in my last post, but I love to have postcards and postcard stamps on hand so that you can send out a one-liner when you know, like 2 weeks from now, my best friend is going to be having like surgery or something. So I know I have something on hand to send to her. Or 2 weeks from now, so-and-so might have a hard week of teaching. So, I have a one-liner that I can send out in advance. And this year, 2014, I want to be super intentional about hanging out with friends and connecting with others in fellowship and making time for restoration of myself and other people. So I've put a place on this matrix where you can list the people that you want to be intentional about connecting with this year. So it just helps to write it down. It helps to have it on paper when you know, like, I want to really connect with these 5 people this year, or these 10 people, or, this one person, I might see them once a year, but they're important and they need to be on this list. And once you have that list, it's really easy to transfer it over to a bigger calendar if that's your type of style for keeping track of things. So that like maybe twice a month you really want to have a really good friendship time with your closest friends. So put it on the calendar, and if it's scheduled, you'll do it instead of thinking, oh, I haven't seen so-and-so for 3 months and that's so frustrating, So just get it done ahead of time on your calendar. And then I've also included a place on this self-care matrix to list your favorite meals so that when you have an extra weekend or, an extra hour here or an hour there, you can whip up a lasagna and throw it in the freezer so that when people come over unexpectedly, and you might be a little stressed about that, you can just pull that lasagna out of the freezer, pop it in, and cook it. Or you can have meals ahead of time for when people are recovering from an illness, or your neighbors might just need a little extra care. And if you do those things earlier and you're preparing for them, then you won't feel as, rushed or hurried, or, oh, I really wish I could have reached out to that person or cared for that person, but I wasn't prepared and I didn't do anything. So it's just good to have things on hand that you can just take care of people with and take care of yourself with. And my post last week did talk about like making a little care package for yourself, so you're going to want to check that out too, and I'll provide a link in this post to that as well. So, take your time with this chart, and if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments section. I would be happy to reply to you there, and hopefully it helps you prepare in advance to care for you and for those around you who need restoration and healing and fellowship. Thanks for watching.